y'all. Welcome to the Homebase Meetups. We love this meeting. We are very glad you are here today. This one is for learning.com, so we look forward to this session today. This is our WebEx slide we put everywhere. Please know if you have a question that you can put it in the QA portion, or if you want to let everybody know what your question is, you can put it in the chat. The QA only talks to the presenters and the hosts. The chat talks to everybody. Also, during the meeting, you have the captions available there in the bottom left corner. And in the event you do have your video, you can turn your video on, and you have all those commands there at the bottom of the screen. Next slide, please. Homebase Meetups overview. For those of you who are new to Homebase, I just want to make sure you understand what Homebase is. I guess I should have introduced myself beforehand. I am Rob Dietrich. I am the Homebase manager. And I believe that Homebase is here to be the definitive, seamless go-to digital resource for North Carolina. It includes 7 different products: the Student Information System, the IIS, the Learning Management System, the Open Education Resource, the Educator Evaluation, Digital Literacy, which is why we're here with Learning.com, and a supplemental math program, being Imagine Math, that is available through Convenience Contract. Next slide, please. The Homebase Meetups purpose. This is my favorite meeting of the year. I like to get out and meet people and talk with people and make sure we are doing what we need to for you. And this is a time for you to talk to us. These are really good meetings for that. Next slide, please. There are all the links that are available to you to register, because I know all of us wear more than one hat. Next slide, please. There is our schedule. Notice we are saying west to east, east to west, and west to east, because we've not locked down a location yet for those meetings. When you get these opening slides, if you go to the upper right corner there, it says we are still looking for locations for face-to-face, you'll be able to click on that and see we actually need locations for 2 different events. We need it for a Reconnect event for digital teaching and learning, and the Homebase meetups that are going 3 times a year. Right now, the plan is still to go out and meet you face to face. We just have not had an opportunity to lock down any locations yet. Once we do that, we will let you know. Next slide. The Homebase slide links are there. I just left not long ago the PowerSchool Homebase meetup. It may take a little while to get that recording out, but there are the slides there for you to review. Next slide. I want to give everyone just a few quick updates. Next slide. There's all our social media. Please use our call signs, everything that's out there. That's how you can get to know us a little bit better. And on the bottom there is a YouTube link, and it says on YouTube, Homebase Overview. That is a link that actually goes to a little cartoon we created that takes students through a day in the life of Homebase, so that you can see how all our products are interconnected and intertwined to help students learn more effectively in the classroom. Next slide. Couple of few more updates. The SIS upgrade is on schedule to happen August 6th through August 9th. We'll be going to version 20.11.3. I'm going to change this slide tomorrow. That's going to say, if you are interested in learning more, please watch the Homebase SIS meetup that occurred on Wednesday. Today, we will release that recording and you can watch it there. Canvas Studio is now $1 per user. I encourage you to look at that video engagement system to help you and your teachers make sure students are engaged in the learning. We are looking for schools to participate in a Transcend pilot and school systems. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. We have a new principal pilot rubric underway in NESIS, as well as we have a Homebase opportunity. Unfortunately, Pam Batchelor has left us for a new endeavor, and we are looking to hire that position. If you are interested, once the job posting is available, I will make sure to get it to you all. Next slide, please. And we have today just actually released a Homebase survey. This is about a 5-minute survey that will allow us to see what you think of Homebase and the products that are in Homebase. Just so you're aware, Homebase is awful large. I would never ask you to do a 20-30 minute survey. So this survey is tailored to only point you to products that you actually use and have used, so that it will assist us in knowing whether Homebase is effective for you and if any changes need to be made to Homebase. So please take the time to fill out that survey. Next slide, please. There is our wonderful team, and at the end of the day, please fill out that feedback form. The home-based team is here for you, and as I say, customer service is our primary goal. So please reach out to us if you need anything, and of course, for learning.com, Audrey Long is your first contact. So please, thank you for attending. I look forward to meeting all of you in person when we can get out, and everyone have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
Take it over.
Thank you. Like I said, this is the agenda for today. And after the introduction, again, we'll go through the Tier 1 participation for 21-22, funding for 21-22. We'll review the allotment policy. We'll also just go over the usage of 2019 up to today, 2021. Then we have some commentaries from our February 21 survey. Then we have an activity Padlet for you all to join in. Afterwards, I'll turn it over to Tiffany, who will go over the beginning of the year reminders, implementation models, what's new and coming soon, assessments, professional development planning, and then we'll open the floor for questions. Next slide. I'm Audrey Long, and I'm with Digital Teaching and Learning, and I'm the product manager for learning.com. And next, we have Tiffany Kenny, who's the state program manager for learning.com. And this map just gives you the participation that we're anticipating for the 21-22 school year. So far, we have 40 Tier 1 PSUs that have opted in, and that will include 368 schools. And it's an estimated number of North Carolina student accounts that will utilize learning.com so far is 129,053 students. And I'm sure the big question on everyone's mind is the funding for Tier 1. NCDPI K-8 Digital Literacy Initiative, learning.com funding for student licenses has been procured and is undergoing approval processes for allotment per student based on PSU survey responses for estimated student licenses needed for school year 21-22. The convenience contract pricing is available also for non-Tier 1 PSUs. This is just an overview of the allotment policy. And again, we're in year 3-1. Eligible public school units which have opted into the program shall be provided an allotment based on the number of licenses requested at a unit cost of $7.50 per license. The total funds allotted shall not exceed the maximum allowable in law. And again, the convenience contract pricing of $750 per student or $3,200 per site license. And I'll also, again, at the end of the session, I'll have all of these links posted in the chat for your convenience. Next slide. And this is just an overview of the usage since the beginning of the contract with learning.com. 2019, at the end of July, we had 324,027 total launches. And currently for this month, we have had up to 439,318 total launches. And then for engaged students in 2019, at the end of July, we had 18,927 students, and as up to date, we've had 25,808 students. So as you can see, the numbers have constantly been growing since we have collaborated with learning.com. Next slide, please. And then these are the commentaries that we had from the February survey that we did earlier. Duplin County Schools stated that we are using learning.com in K-8 grade levels, particularly for internet safety. We are also utilizing the curriculum for our middle school CTE courses. Martin County said that students have increased digital literacy skills from using learning.com. Rutherford County Schools said that with the challenges of this year, students have become more efficient at using technology to access content, share content, utilize the learning management system, navigate to the website, and create learning products. And lastly, Wayne County Public Schools added that it has made students more comfortable using technology tools. So now you have the opportunity to provide your feedback. I'm going to place this link into the website, into the chat for you to complete the Padlet and share your comments.
Okay, so if you've not used a Padlet before, click on the plus sign to add a note. And then you can just type in a title or you can write something below. And I'll turn that back over to Audrey.
Okay. And just as Cammie was saying, in order to add your comment, just click on the plus sign. So we want you to add just a little fun fact about yourself and add a fun fact about yourself. And then afterwards, those who are utilizing learning.com presently, if you'll give some successes and challenges that you've had. I'm sure that those who have recently opted in with learning.com would like to hear those. And then questions, again, anyone, whether you're a current user of learning.com or you're looking forward to using learning.com this school year, you can add your questions there. So I'm just going to be quiet and give you a few minutes to add your comments.
And Audrey, this is Yolanda. But some of us need access to the slide deck. I put the link in, but it's saying we need access.
Okay.
Hey, this is Cammie. I'm fixing that right now.
Okay. Oh, good. Someone said we added to our family, welcoming a new daughter, Presley, in December. That's Tiffany. Yay, Tiffany.
Thank you. Just thought I would get it started. How about
Yeah,
that?
that's good. I'm glad to see that we have a lot of new districts that are joining us today. So this will be very informative for you. So I'm glad to have you. Oh, so that's good. Someone said they're starting back the youth group at the church tonight. Oh, that's really good. Someone said they're a proud mama of 2. That's good. Someone starting year 35. Congratulations. Someone said they had a successful pilot launch last year during COVID-20, adding 20 schools. So that's really good. That's really good during 2020 that we were able to, they were able to add a pilot launch. That was really good. Someone said they're having challenges finding time for focus on learning.com with competition from all other subject areas and priorities. Someone said they're having a challenge just fitting it all in. I can understand that. and balancing in class and remote learning, and challenge moving out of tier 1. Okay.
Hey,
So,
Audrey, do you
yeah,
mind if I invite? There's a few of you out there saying that you're new this year. Do you want to unmute
Yeah.
and say where you're from?
yeah, that's good.
They're being quiet, or put it in your note there so we know which district that is. We're
That
excited
you
to
are, yeah.
have some new districts. That's great.
Yeah, I was glad to see that. Lynn from Hyde County is new this year. Welcome, Lynn. Sampson County is new. Lori Mount said Sampson, who's with Sampson County. They said they're new to learning.com this year. Welcome. And Shanna Creech with Randolph County is new. Welcome. So excited about it. And Hoke is returning to learning.com. Welcome, Karen in Hoke County. Anyone have any questions? Those who are with learning.com, those who are new to learning.com, any questions or concerns right now that you might have, especially for the ones who already are using learning.com? Is it anything you would like to put out there for them to answer? Okay, so I guess we can go on with the remaining part of the slide deck. So I'll turn it over to you, Tiffany. I'm just going to go ahead and put you as the presenter, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, hold on, give me just a second. Okay. Okay, there you are, Tiffany. Can you see it?
Let's see. Let me share. And let me get the right screen here. Okay. Okay. All right. You should be seeing my screen now. Is that correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay, perfect. I'm just getting some more real estate here.
Okay.
All right. We also use a different screen sharing than you guys. So we're always I'm always learning new platforms here. So so now you should be seeing my screen. I was just right here at the Padlet. Is that correct? Everybody can see
Right.
that? Okay,
That's
perfect.
correct.
Uh-huh.
Okay, great. So thank you again for taking the time to share out your fun facts and successes and challenges. And as we move on through the presentation, if you have any questions that pop up, I will be pausing throughout the presentation, but also we will have time for questions at the very end as well. So after you see all the new stuff's coming, you may have some questions, and that's to be expected. But thank you for sharing this. I'm so happy, just like Audrey said, very happy to see our new learning.com districts on today. So welcome, and also our returning districts. And we also have a returning district coming from us that was with us from year 1, then fell out of the tier 1 status last year, and they're back with us this year. So we just thank you for your time today and attention. And these are all great things to celebrate. And then also we understand, like Audrey said, we understand the challenges just trying to fit everything in. Core subject areas always take priority. So hopefully with our new updates and new things come in will help you with integrating learning.com curriculum in your existing learning environments. And we do have some special special projects going on right now in North Carolina to hopefully help integrate us more in the core subject areas. So thank you so much for sharing that. All right, let me go into present mode. All right. And I don't know if there's a way for me to see any of the chat coming in, but if you'll just let me know if something comes in,
Okay, I
since
will.
I'm learning. Oh, here, I found the chat bubble for my other. Perfect. Yay. Okay, great. So again, hi everyone. I'm Tiffany Kinney, for those of you that do not know me, and I'm the State Program Manager for Learning.com. Excited to be here today and want to thank Audrey and our home base partners for allowing me again to present to you guys today, welcoming all our new faces in and also our returning learners. So my role as a state program manager is to oversee and assist customers with implementation, training needs, and to be that extra level of support. I've been with Learning.com, hard to believe, for almost 2 years now. So 2-year anniversary coming up. And prior to that, I did work with the home-based team as a trainer for DPI, and I was an ed tech consultant for Pearson, and then also a classroom teacher right here in North Carolina for 8 years. So born and raised here in North Carolina, and I reside just outside of Raleigh with my family. All right, so enough about me. Let's start with our beginning of the year reminders. Now, for the new folks, we will be doing more of a kickoff meeting so we can introduce you to what Learning.com is, what we do, what digital skill areas that we cover. So just know that during our success planning kickoff meeting, we will go over all this. So the beginning of the year reminders will be mostly for those returning to us, but you will have to do some things to get you going as a new district. Okay. All right, so here we go. And so I don't slow myself down here. I'm going to stop my video so it saves some bandwidth for my computer. So let me stop the video. Okay, perfect. All right. So let's talk about beginning of the year reminders. So for rostering, so if you're a syncing public school unit, so that means if you're using Clever or OneRoster, once your students are actively enrolled in their classes, they will automatically appear in the Learning.com platform. So those of you that are my new Tier 1 districts, be thinking about if this is something you would like to use. Do you want to use Clever, or maybe you're already using Clever or OneRoster to roster your students? Because those changes to the roster and sync classes, they are made, of course, in PowerSchool, and they're sent over to Learning.com via Clever and OneRoster. So something to think about for those of you that are new. And any of the districts and charters that manage users and classes manually will need to use our user import tool to upload, delete, and update their students and educators. So if you're not going to be using Clever or OneRoster, you will need to go through a manual process. And that's all explained. I linked to our support site that explains those directions. And also I can help you with that along with our support staff. Okay. And also just for our new folks, we do integrate again with Clever, OneRoster, ClassLink, and also Google Classroom, Canvas, and Schoology. So some things to think about. Again, I'll be talking to, and I've already started some of these success planning meetings with our new Tier 1 districts. So if you're new to Learning.com, you'll really want to schedule your success planning kickoff meeting with me. And I have already reached out to all of you. You should have all received an email now for that outreach to schedule some time. And like I said, I've already met with a few of you, so thank you. And then as you're waiting, and if you just wanted to kind of peek into what we're all about, I have linked out some getting started guides. And also, lastly, for any of the PSUs interested in the North Carolina NC Ed Cloud, excuse me, integration, you can contact me, and I do work with Audrey and DPI to get the learning.com icon in your NC Ed Cloud application tray. Okay, so any questions on just these general reminders? Okay, I don't see any questions.
I don't
on
see
there.
any questions, no.
Okay, all right. So some common implementation models, I wanted to share those with you as these are some models that I have seen or what's trending in North Carolina during the past couple years that we've been here. So we are, like Audrey said, we are going into year 3 with approximately 40 Learning.com Tier 1 districts. We do have a few other districts that have taken advantage of our state convenience contract pricing. So that might be districts that have fell out of the Tier 1 status and then renewed with us. So we're just a little over 40. But I've seen, like I said, the past couple of years, I've seen different implementation models. And as a little bit of background, you know, ideally, we'll have these success planning meetings at the beginning of the school year, so I can help support your use of the digital skills curriculum. So after we've met, and I've met with your public school unit, we identify those technology goals during that meeting, but we also talk about what model will work best for your district. So what is going to fit into your existing educational environment, and also who is leading the instructional time. Okay, so on this slide, you're going to see these implementation models that identifies the who. Okay, so for like your media specialists, led by your media specialists and coordinators, let's say if you went that route, you want your media specialists or coordinators to be in charge of assigning, delivering the learning.com curriculum. We've seen this, just to name a few off the top of my head. I know that Nash County schools, Wayne County, Cumberland County started with their media specialists and coordinators with that model. And so this might be your media specialist see a group of students once a week in a rotation or like a resource rotation, and use our curriculum, including the lessons and application exercises, even common sense education lessons that are intertwined in our lessons. Some of those popular lessons, especially for our media specialists and coordinators and so forth, have been our online safety and digital citizenship lessons, and also keyboarding. And then growing in popularity has been the common sense education content. And then we get into the classroom teachers, and we're slowly you know, making our way integrating into core subject areas. So this might be, let's say that your district, your model is for classroom, you want it led by a certified teacher, integrating into their core curriculum. So you have, let's say, grades 3 through 5, your students need to use a spreadsheet to collect and organize data into tables, graphs, and charts. So the teacher would plan for instruction. The students would use the spreadsheet unit in EasyTech to guide them through the basic navigation and tools in spreadsheet software. So we do have specific content like spreadsheets and navigating cells, rows, and columns within our curriculum that would help these students apply what they've learned by creating. And then we have our CTE. I know that Warren County Schools has used us beyond the 2 years, going into 3. They had utilized learning.com longer than before we came in with the state contract, and they use us for CTE. So that's one. And I know Cumberland County has started using us for during CTE. And then computer lab teachers, like your technology teachers, use learning.com. As well as their other curricular, so using it as a, you know, a resource again, and then also paraprofessionals. So just wanted to kind of go over those common implementation models, especially those that are new, but also those that are returning. Just think about implementation can look different in each district or charter school, and it does evolve as teachers and students become more comfortable with our curriculum. And just think back to the year or the year and a half that we've had due to the pandemic, it can evolve from that and it can continue to grow. So, you know, year one often looks much different than year 2 or 3. And so, you know, I've had several districts in North Carolina now working towards getting our content down to the core classrooms. And again, like I said, we're working on several special projects now that's going to hopefully help with that transition. So any questions regarding common implementation models or questions you may have? All right, I don't see any questions, so I'm going to keep going. So I have a short video to share with you, guys, and I just realized I should have put 2021, I'm sorry, 2022, not 2021. Oh, we'll get that corrected. But the video is correct, I promise that. So we do have a short video to share with you guys today about all the updates that have taken place in the past several months. And I think it does a really good job of summing everything up, especially those of you that have been with us going into the 3rd year. But it does a great job of summing up those new functionality and new updates. Some of those we will go more in depth with today, but this does a really good job. So let me go ahead and click on this. And let's go ahead and get started. I do hope you, when I click play, if you in the chat, if you cannot hear the sound, let us know. Let me know you're good or not. Okay, here we go.
In preparation for the new year, we at Learning.com have been working hard to create fresh content and updated tools to help you provide digital skills instruction to your students. Let's take a look at what's new for coordinators, educators, and students. Coordinators, you now have access to more reports giving you the data you need to analyze, identify, and plan at a district or school level. Whether you're needing a high-level view of overall district activity, specifics on individual student progress, or documentation for SIPA compliance, you can access it all from your Coordinator Reports tab. A couple new coordinator tools include the ability to enable or disable TechQuest per school to ensure consistency, and soon you'll also be able to add pre-K students to your districtlearning.com roster. Educators, your Teacher Center library now contains all your licensed material and has been reorganized and updated, allowing you to easily find the content you need. To explore library content, you now have 4 options. 1. Use the search bar where you can find items by topic, subject, or keyword. 2. Choose either a student-driven or blended learning path curated by our in-house instructional experts. 3. Search by standard. Or 4. Use the reorganized and consolidated EasyTech skill tiles along the carousel. As you explore the content, a filter will appear as appropriate where you can narrow down your search by grade level, now including pre-K, language, now including all Spanish items, curriculum type, or score type. Soon you will also have the option to filter by digital skill. You now have more control over TechQuest with the ability to excuse assignments or even disable it for your students. Speaking of TechQuest, it has been updated. If TechQuest is enabled at the district and class level, students will now be able to see their updated learning path as it has been assigned automatically with fresh assignments such as mouse games, online safety and digital citizenship modules, and virtual robotics. Last but not least, in case you missed it last year, you can now add co-teachers to a class. What's new for your students? They can now toggle their view between map and list depending on what they prefer. As for new content, you can find new IT fundamentals lessons and games for grades K through 2 focused on pointer skills. Grades 3 through 8 have 4 prep for online learning lessons to help students succeed if learning remotely. Grades 3, 4, and 5 each have new online safety and digital citizenship modules covering topics such as cyberbullying, digital citizenship, and information literacy. The lessons, application exercises, and offline supplementals provide robust grade-specific instruction with fun characters and stories that weave together. And we are now introducing virtual robotics for grades 3 through 8. We know good support and training are part of the success when using Learning.com, so we have updated our training workshops to address topics that matter to you. Furthermore, our online training center now includes new self-paced learning courses that cover EasyTech and TechQuest, so you can learn and practice whenever and wherever you want. Want to keep up with everything new? Visit our updates blog where you can keep track of the latest releases along with details such as video walkthroughs and how-to docs. You can access the updates blog from your coordinator portal or teacher center in the Knowledge Hub. The Knowledge Hub will also notify you of new updates, so keep an eye on it. We believe all these updates will ensure you have a successful year, and we are thankful to partner with you in preparing students for success in a digital world.
All right. Okay. Any comments? What did you think? Lots of fun. Things coming, new functionality going into the year, this school year. Any comments? Thank you, Audrey. We are going to go, like I said, a little further in depth with some of with some of these, not all of them, but I thought that did a really good job of summing up what we have that has been updated over the past couple of months and over the summer. All right. Okay, so those of you that have been in our platform may have noticed that the Teacher Center has a new look. So moving forward, you should know that all trainings and updates will be in the Teacher Center. So those of you that are accustomed to the original platform should know that there's not a switchover date at this point, but we do encourage you and your teachers to explore the Teacher Center. So we have professional development, as you saw in the video, that we have new trainings that are geared towards the refreshers and updates if your district is also interested in that as well. So again, we have started to make our way over to the Teacher Center. I know that I've heard from some districts that said that their teachers are already in the Teacher Center. However, some teachers are still working in the original platform. So don't worry about a cutover date. We're not going to cut off the original platform access. However, all the updates will be made in the Teacher Center. So with all that said, I just wanted to review some of those things that have been updated as well. So starting with the EasyTech digital skill tiles, I included a graphic to show you that things have been reorganized to hopefully make it a little easier on you guys to find the content that you need. So we are reducing the amount of tiles that you see in your library. So just a few to call out. For instance, IT fundamentals is the new title instead of computer fundamentals. Now you'll see items that lead with computer fundamentals because we have things like software, hardware that all fall into the category of IT fundamentals. But that is one of the changes that you'll notice, that instead of the tile being called computer fundamentals, it's now called IT fundamentals. Prep for online learning, the same keyboarding, no changes. You'll see that the new tile business applications does include those three skill areas. So word processing, spreadsheets, databases, and presentations, and so forth. Computer science now is computational thinking, coding, and virtual robotics. So just wanted to show you kind of how this is looking. Again, go in there, play around. Online safety and digital citizenship, like I said, is widely used. So you want to make sure you know that now within that tile is still online safety and digital citizenship plus internet usage and online communication instead of it having its separate tile, and also common sense education. So I included the navigation path. You'll just have to go to your library, click on the digital skill tile, and make sure you choose a grade level. There is a filter tool, and you can also assign all or choose assignments one at a time, and I do believe the video demonstrated that as well. We also have a blended learning path, which includes both teacher facilitated and graded content, and is now available in your library. So in order to assign this learning path, you will just need to visit your library and select a grade, and then select the blended learning sequence and click Let's Go. So you can either assign this all or pick and choose what to assign. So again, you still have the ability to edit this sequence. And this was really a goal of, our curators here at learning.com. So this is all curated content that from our educational experts that has suggested learning paths to make it easier for you to quickly assign a sequence of digital literacy curriculum. And this is just one of them. We do have more coming. It still gives you that flexibility to remove and to add and rearrange the items. And with that said, we also have the student-driven path. So what you should know with the student-driven path is that just think TechQuest or plug and play, but you still have the flexibility to remove, add, or rearrange. So it does include all the all auto graded learning paths, so all auto scored. So think again TechQuest, but you're able to pick and choose what you want in there, and it's all auto scored. So you do the same thing to navigate there. And this again, the student-driven path is really a way to, we hope, to empower students to become to be more independent learners, while the blended learning path combines independent and teacher-led learning experiences. So I've included how to get there again. Again, you can choose all or choose assignments one at a time. Just gives you a little more flexibility, and that's called the student-driven path. Okay. Any questions regarding those different learning paths? Okay. Great. All right. So if you have any questions, make sure you enter those into the chat. We are both monitoring those. So as some of you had already heard and saw in the video, in the spring, we announced our partnership with Robotify. And Robotify has partnered with us to provide EasyCode virtual robotics. And we anticipated being able to offer a handful of these of their earlier lessons with EasyTech for our customers. So with that said, the first course, which is called Axel's Mars Adventure, and we are calling it in our system, we're calling it Virtual Robotics Getting Started, that is included in your EasyTech subscription. So this is going to show up in your student's arcade on the student path when the student gets to that point in the path. So that is included. So again, the teacher will be able to assign virtual robotics going into computer science, and this does start for grades 3 through 5. And then as a reminder, if you get in there and you want more, meaning you want access to the full virtual robotics suite, there is an additional cost. So if there's something you're interested in, you would reach out to me. However, again, whatever your students and teachers see within your EasyTech curriculum is included. They won't get a little pop-up that says, okay, payments due or anything like that. But just know that it is the first course, and it actually takes a while for the students to complete. So it will take them a while. But if your district or charter is interested in the full virtual robotics suite, that would be a separate contract, and you would reach out to me. Okay. Any questions about virtual robotics and where it can be found in our curriculum? Okay. All right. So I want to pause there and let you guys play around a little bit, and give you some time to explore some of the new lessons. I thought this would be very helpful because I know we as educators do not get a lot of time to just be the student and to learn, and to get in there and go to the lesson. So I do hope this is going to work. So we're going to pause there, and we are going to go into login.learning.com. So let me click out of here so you can see right. How I got there. Okay. All right. So I would like everyone to type in demo student. And first, actually, I need to slow down. First, you need to go into login.learning.com. So this is one, and I just put that in the chat area. So this is one of the ways you can log in. Your students can log in, your educators can log in to learning.com. Again, if you have Clever or ClassLink set up, you can log in that way. If you have the NC Ed Cloud with the learning.com icon activated in the application tray, you can go in that way. It just depends on your district and how your setup is. But for the purpose of today, we are going to go in, going to login.learning.com. All right. So your username, everybody's username is going to be demo student. Okay. And then your password is going to be student. So your password will be student. And then your district will be training space NC. And it should come up for you. District is training NC. All right. If you can in your chat, let me know if you're in, and then I'll tell you what we're going to do. Okay. All right. I see some people. They're logging in. Yay. All right. So we're all in. So for those of you that are not familiar, this is what a student will see. This is a student gamified path. As your students log in, this is what they'll see. Now, based on their grade level, the background here, this virtual background, the playground, will be different. So it looks different for your K2, your 3-5, and then your 6-8. So one is like a carnival style, which is the 6th through 8th. This one is the 3-5 background, and then K2 has more of like character based. So it's just grade appropriate. Grade level appropriate, you know, adjusting to the grade levels. So if you've never been in here before, I want you to look where it says classes. And if you click on classes, you're going to see a list of classes that demo student is assigned. And so these are the classes. Now I use this demo count a lot, so you're going to see multiple classes, but I want to draw your attention to 2 in here. So the very last one says TechQuest. And by all means, I want you to play in TechQuest if you're not familiar with our TechQuest. But TechQuest, for those of you that are new, TechQuest is a feature, a learning.com feature that we rolled out last fall, actually. And it delivers those technology skills to students without teachers needing to manage classes. So every student that has a learning.com account can literally log in to learning.com and get started, because it is an automatically assigned sequence of lessons, and that's called TechQuest. So students just need to log in to their learning.com account. They'll have their grade level already assigned, and they are off to learn through their path. I know that this TechQuest was very widely used in North Carolina, and I do believe that has some say on our usage too. Our usage has been really great this past year. Year over year, we have continued to have more content launches, more students log in, and I do think TechQuest helped solve the problem this year. We didn't want to put any more burden on the educators. Educators do not even have to assign or manage the curriculum. Literally, the student logs in, you saw it, I clicked on TechQuest and I can start learning. I can click on my path and just start learning. So it is, this pathway is all auto-scored, it's student-led, and it's designed specifically per that grade level. And so they click on it, they launch the lesson, they move along the path, okay? So now, you also saw, I'm going to navigate back here to classes, you saw all these other classes. So that does mean that your teachers can still manually assign curriculum. And that's what you see here. If a teacher assigns their own curriculum, let's say they have a specific skill area they want to follow to focus on, then their class will always come first and then TechQuest. So, but if a teacher assigns no additional curriculum, then when the student logs in, they will only see TechQuest. Okay, because that's automatically assigned. So for the purpose of today, we're going to go to the July home-based meetup students. If you'll click on that class, and I just assigned a few lessons for you to play around with. These are some new learning objects for level 4, so grade 4, digital citizenship. I've put some vocabulary practices in there. I have put this digital citizenship, slippery digital footprint. That is going to be the lesson. So you can launch that and view the lesson. This is a brand new lesson for you guys to explore. And then also, if you click on the next one, you're going to have some of course, some interactive things to work through, and then of course another activity, a follow-up activity to the slippery digital footprint lesson. So I'm going to pause here and let you guys play. Those of you that are new, if you want to toggle between the July HBMU class and also TechQuest, you can. If it has a lock on it, that just means we did not get to that place again. So people were going to have to work through this. But I'm going to give you some time. But the July one is unlocked. So that means you can jump around. Don't worry about the stars because we're in at the same student right now. So we're all going to finish at different times. So I'm going to give you about 5 minutes or so to play around. And if you have any questions that come up, let us know. Otherwise, just have some time, have some fun, launch some lessons, and see what's new out there. Okay? All right, going to give you about 5 minutes. All right, you guys. So if everyone will just wrap up where you are, and then we'll come back together just to see if anyone wanted to share what they saw, especially those of you that are new, anything that you have questions about, content, vocabulary, skill area. So if you'll take this just some time, if you need to unmute or enter into the chat, now that you've had a little time to be the student, we would love for you to share out. Maybe you're having so much fun and you don't want to share out right now and you're still working. All right. Oh, thank you, Lori. Kid friendly. I love TechQuest. I want to use it for every content area. Yep. Engaging content. Great. And Carolyn, just so you know, or Carrie, I'm used to calling you Carrie. We do have some, the updated lessons will be in TechQuest. So if you use TechQuest this year moving forward, it will have updated content. Yep, the digital citizenship portion of TechQuest. And that's a good call out, Lynn. In TechQuest, the lessons start with online safety and digital citizenship in the path. And then also with grades 3 through 8, it will also start with, it starts with prep for online learning and then goes into the online safety and digital citizenship. So that is always in the beginning of the TechQuest pathway. Age appropriate, thank you. All right, great. Engaging, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, and Derek, that was a great call out too. We with our new content, we are moving to more of a model of a grade level content instead of grade banded. Some of our stuff is still grade banded, but you will see more grade level learning objects as well. Okay, as we're moving towards that model. So coming soon, I want to share that. Thank you for sharing that out. That's wonderful feedback to hear. Coming soon in IT fundamentals, we're going to have our using a pointer device to move objects in K1. So, you know, that will I think that one, yes, that one replaced one of the older lessons that was in there. And then for online safety and digital citizenship, cyberbullying and digital citizenship for grade 5. So today, if you went into the path, the one I set up for the HBMU, that was 4th grade. That was one of our new lessons, but we're also we'll be adding very soon the grade 5, and this cyberbullying lesson will replace the current online safety, communicating online and cyberbullying lesson. So that's going to be the replacement for that one, and that one's coming soon. All right. And then also coming soon, and those of you that have been with us, you've seen this, you've probably seen this chart a couple times, but we are finishing out our online safety and digital citizenship content. So updating that content, creating new content, and then we're going to be moving on to our other skill areas to create. So our development team has been very, very busy. So we still have computer fundamentals, internet usage, and online communication. As far as you know, creating new content, the vocabulary, the instructional videos, the offline resources, and that's one thing I also failed to mention. There are offline resources that are included in this update, and then interactive practices and also assessments. So just know that we are still working through this, but we are rounding out online safety and digital citizenship, and that will be complete going into the school year. All right. Any questions about that? Okay. All right, there's a lot of information on the screen, and I do talk a little more about these during success planning meetings. And also, usually I do host a few webinars throughout the year that are more topic centered. And these are two topics that I usually bring to you guys in the field to do a quick webinar on. And if it's something you're still interested in, we're going to talk about that. But you may question, say, you know, how do we know how our students are progressing? How can we measure their growth in the digital skill areas? Well, we have several ways, and these are two ways you can do that. We have our skills checks. We have that can measure skill area proficiency. So we have a pre and a post. So basically, you would assign the pre-test to that skill area. Let's just say you know, online safety and digital citizenship, sign the pre-test, they'll take that test, and then they would go through our lessons and go through the content, lessons, application exercises, and then they would have the post skills check to book in that unit, right, to see if they hopefully made growth in that skill area. These are included in the TechQuest pathway. Now, as a reminder, the skills checks start in 3rd grade. So they go 3rd through 8th grade, but they are included in TechQuest, all right? But remember, TechQuest is only auto-score content, so you do not have the application exercises or the discussions as part of that. So just keep that in mind when you're assessing your students. You know, skills specific instruction, you make sure that you have assigned that, or, you know, the student led lessons, application exercises. There are dashboards and reports for your educators to, you know, see how they did. And then you would make sure, of course, to assign that curriculum to address the needs. So based on the pre-check, the pre-skills check, you would assign curriculum, and then they would take the post skills. There's more information if you click on that link down there when you get the slides. And then the DLA assessment is slightly different. The DLA assessment is an interactive learning.com assessment with 5th and 8th grade versions, okay? So it's for 5th and 8th grade, and it is aligned to and provides scores across the ISTE standards for students. Okay, so those of you that are, you know, learning.com or been using learning.com, you may have noticed that you have access to this already. So you can use the DLA. It tests your elementary and middle school students' comprehension of digital literacy skills based on the ISTE standards. So that is a good thing to know as well, because, you know, our North Carolina digital learning standards are based on the ISTE standards as well. And then your educators use that data from that DLA to inform decisions and assign instruction around with the EasyTech curriculum to overcome those gaps. There's another link here for more information with the DLA. And again, there's a test prep and such as a practice assessment and vocabulary. And then there's a benchmark assessment, which is the pre-test for the DLA. Oh, sorry, I forgot to, I don't know if y'all could see those notifications, but I forgot to close down my other meeting. I guess it's dinging me. Sorry about that. And then you have a benchmark assessment, which is the pre-test. And then you also have your digital literacy lessons throughout the year. And at the end of your digital skills instruction, so let's say at the end of the year, would be the summative assessment. Okay, how do we get the DLA and the pre and the post test? Okay, so, and let me pause right here so I can let me pause so I can close that out. So everybody should yeah, see my screen, but I'm going to pause. How do I get the DLA and the pre and post test? So that is all in your EasyTech curriculum. There is should be a tile there that says DLA, and then the pre and the post skills check that lives within your EasyTech curriculum. Okay, so that is going to, if you click into, let's say, online safety and digital citizenship, and you go to any grade from 3 to 8, you will see the pre and the post skills checks in the sequence. Okay. All right. Let me. Okay, you're not seeing. Yeah, I paused my screen, but I didn't know if you were seeing them before. But if that's good, I'm just going to keep going. Sorry about that. You just hear him dinging. Okay, sorry about that. I thought I closed out. All right. So that was a great question. Great question, Carrie. But yes, it's already in there. It's a part of your Easy Tech curriculum. So if you click on the skill area, any skill area, 3 through 8, you will see those. Okay. All right. Any other questions about the assessments? Again, skills checks are already in the TechQuest pathway. All right. Knowledge Hub, just wanted to remind you that we do have that little graduation cap on the bottom right hand of your screen to see any notifications for more information. Those of you that haven't logged in a while, when you do log in, you'll see a pop-up notification for any kind of updates. Also, there is a tour for, I know when I logged in the other day, to a district that I hadn't logged into a while, it said, hey, you know, we've had some changes. Do you want to see a quick tour? So of course, you know, we would love you to pay attention to those notifications because they're going to be all your updates that have occurred, anything that might be removed or changed, updated. But you can also get to those updates and the notifications by clicking on that little graduation cap. It'll be at the bottom right hand of your screen. And we're calling that the Knowledge Hub. It used to be called Knowledge Center, but it's called the Knowledge Hub. And there's different information for coordinators versus teachers. So whatever role you have, it knows that, and then it will make sure you get the information you need. And of course, orange notification with a number shows the unseen update. So you'll make sure you want to keep up to date with that because we still have a lot of new content to go. And there will be some, you know, you want to make sure you know where the tiles are and everything. All right. Okay. So let's talk about professional development. We do have new training topics. And what I love about these is the time commitment is not as long as it used to be. So now we are offering these new training topics and we just need an hour of your time. Now, as a reminder, all professional development is included in your learning.com subscription at no extra cost. Okay. So, you know, whatever you need, I have a list of these training topics. And I always share those. I offer to share those during our success planning meetings and also when we do our kickoff meetings for all our new districts. So you'll see now all my new districts, I will need an hour for your Easy Tech getting started training. That is what your educators will start with. Each training is limited to 25 participants. So if you have more than that, we'll have to schedule you know, a separate session, an additional session, but you can stack the sessions. Let's say you saw 2 training topics that you wanted your educators to go through, then we can schedule both of those as well. So they're hour in length. Some of the new training topics are like the Easy Tech Getting Started for our new folks, and then we've got refreshers and updates. We also have one that's all about content and curriculum. We have one just dedicated to keyboarding and word processing. We have one on learning, like how to utilize us in different learning environments, like hybrid versus virtual. So there's a lot more than that. But like I said, they're all all an hour in length. We are offering these right now virtually only. We hope to change that as things change, but just so you know, they are being offered virtually at this time. And then also you should know that like I said before, I usually do offer a handful of short 30 to 45-minute webinars throughout the school year that are more topic specific. I do plan on sending out another survey in the next couple of months to gauge what webinar topics you would like to see this school year. Last year, I think I did some on skills checks, DLA, some one on updates. So it really just depends on what your needs are, and that's why I'm here. I need to hear from you guys. You need to tell me what you guys want more. What content do you need to see? And then the online training center, again, is another great option for on-demand training. The training videos and documentation has been updated to reflect the Teacher Center. So you'll also find a TechQuest course in there. And that's another great way if you want to introduce TechQuest to your educators, if that's part of your implementation model. We do have a course in there that will teach them how to get started and what that looks like. And then also our online training center houses all the updates, update blogs and community forums. So lots of information there, but lots of support. And the online training center is also included in your EasyTech subscription. Only thing your teachers need, they just need their login. They use the same login to log into learning.com and the online training center. So no separate logins, okay? And then finally, success planning meetings. I've said this before and I'll say it one last time. All new learning.com public school units will need to schedule a success planning kickoff meeting with me fairly soon. I've already started some of those, but I like to get those. I like to get all of those done by the end of August at the latest, and so we can go ahead and plan for your year and also any training needs that you have. And then returning public school units are very strongly encouraged to schedule a beginning of year success planning meeting. Usually those typically last 30 to 45 minutes. It's just a quick check-in, see how you did last year, plan for this year. If you need any implementation ideas or you need help changing things up, but also really I want to listen to your technology goals this year, and they may have changed. I've already met with several of you that are joining me today, and some have told me we just really want to refocus this year, and make sure that also our maybe the goals have changed, that you want more participation for your regular classroom teachers. So I've heard different things, but it's very important for you to meet with me, and I promise to make it worth your while, and so we can plan for the school year. Any questions about professional development or success planning meetings? Okay, and just type those in if you have any questions about that. Again, resources and support, I'd like to share these. We have our learning.com webpage is really our marketing webpage about who we are. We have our support page, has really good getting started getting started materials. However, for anything that's updated materials, all the updated will be in the online training center. So for all your updates, the new features, go to the online training center. And then our support team. If you have any technical support needs, teachers or coordinators can reach out to our support team. We have an email feature and a chat feature, so they can get help for technical support. And then I handle pretty much everything else, and usually I'm looped in to some of the technical things, but sometimes I may refer you out to customer support if it's more of a technical issue. But just know that we have a support team dedicated to that. We also have a support team dedicated for any Clever or OneRoster issues, or setup questions or setup for the process. So just know that we have that in place. All right, so that is all that I have. I know we have plenty of time for questions, and then want to make sure that you complete today's feedback for the DTL home-based team. But I want to thank you for taking the time today. I know, another busy time of the year, right? Getting ready for the new, cannot believe we're saying this, the 21-22 school year. But I want to personally thank you for your time today and welcome all our new folks. And even if you're new to your role, you're a returning district and you're new to supportinglearning.com, we welcome you and we're here to help. You will see more information coming from me soon, and all my new districts should have already received an email with an invitation to meet with me and some information I need to start our onboarding process. Okay, so thank you so much. I know that Cami just put the feedback link into the chat. And Audrey, that is all I have today.
Okay, thank you, Tiffany. We appreciate you sharing that information with us. And just like Tiffany said, welcome to the newcomers to learning.com and welcome also to the returning users of learning.com. It's still, if you have any questions, feel free to, if you don't want to put it in the chat, you can either put it in the Padlet because I'll still be checking the Padlet after the session is over. Or you can email either myself or Tiffany if you have any questions. Rob, did you have anything else that you had wanted to say?
No, I am good. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day to come and spend some time with us and learn about learning.com. We are very grateful and we hope you have an excellent start to the school year. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I hope everyone has a good evening. Hello, I'm
On
sorry.
On the survey, I may be looking at it wrong, but it says learning.com July 30th. Is that the one we should choose?
I don't know. I will look.
I don't know.
Shouldn't
Yeah.
say July 30th.
So it says specifically for which virtual session are you providing feedback? And it says July 30th, 2021 learning.com is one of the choices.
Yeah, I would
And
choose that. Yes, ma'am.
Just choose that one. Okay. Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. And you all have a good afternoon.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Tiff. Thank you, Audrey.
Thank you, Cami.